Welcome to Dragon Ball Speak, a show where we summarize and review every episode of Dragon Ball Z, 3 episodes at a time, and rate them each on a scale of 1 to 7 stars. We upload every Monday. We're available on Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes, and this is episode 16. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon.
And I'm Wesley.
And welcome to Dragon Ball Speak again. Right now, I'm curious actually. Right now, who's your favorite character in the show? If you had to pick a favorite character right now.
Probably Oolong's always going to be number one, but
Of course, we got to see a little bit of him.
I know, and I actually have some problems with that.
Uh-oh.
That we will address.
Okay.
Probably consistently, I think, oddly enough, probably Krillin. I feel like
Really?
we get a nice consistent dose of him, and they haven't really done anything that annoys me with them. Like Goku has had a lot of, obviously he's not the annoying one, it's the writing around him, but like some stuff that's been like, man, I don't want to see Goku on screen right now. And Gohan, same way sometimes. And I don't know, for some reason Krillin's like consistently.
Krillin, don't get me wrong, dude. I mean,
he also has like one of the funniest things that I've seen happen in this show at the start of the first episode. It wasn't him, it was just the way that they edited the episode. It was awesome. Which we'll jump into.
No, I respect the hell out of that decision. That's cool.
He's also like very yoked at the end of this 3-episode arc. He doesn't like get yoked, but for some reason the art at the final episode, he's just like jacked, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, I think we're finally getting to the point where like they're gonna be a little more consistent about like how they animate stuff, like the character designs and stuff. I think this is probably the point where I'm talking out of my ass, but I would assume like after these first 40 or so, 45 episodes, it's like it's starting to pick up steam and get really popular. So there's less filler, blah blah blah. But anyways, episode 46. It's called Defying Orders. I don't know why it's called that.
Yeah, there's there's no real reason. Goku leaves, but
that's what I was thinking. That's like the only order that gets defied.
Yeah, and it's like it's a Chi-Chi order.
No one defied Frieza's orders or anything. Order. Right. So anyways, the episode starts off with the people flying by the cave. Yep. It's basically Frieza and his henchmen looking for the next Dragon Ball.
And I guess they didn't realize that our team, Bulma, Gohan, and Krillin didn't realize that the Dragon Balls were with the bad guys.
No, they didn't. So in the previous episode or two, they thought that they were just like in a village. Yeah. Because they saw the four together on the radar. And then when they realized that, Krillin says,
this is bad. And then the camera zooms in real tight on his face, and he says, real bad. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. Incredible. A little cheesy sometimes.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Oh my God. The literal name of the Japanese title of this episode is Goku's Power at Full Force, 6 days to the End of the Galaxy. So I do prefer Defying Orders.
Yeah, me too. 6 days to the end of the galaxy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they're like sick about how they felt about the people that flew by. They could tell they were like the one guy is pure evil. They could tell, and it just didn't feel so good for them. Bulma says they must be heading after something else because they didn't notice them in the cave right there.
Which is funny because they've been freaking out the whole time.
Yeah, right.
And it's like
they don't even know that you're there, dude. Krillin and Gohan are in complete shock, and they're horrified at the amount of power they sense from Frieza's crew in general, all of them. And then he tells Bulma to check the Dragon Radar, and then that's when they realize that they have the Dragon Balls. And stuff, So some pieces are starting to move. Now we realize the bad guys have the Dragon Balls, and they already have most of them. They already have 4 of them, and now I guess 5 towards the end of this. Yeah, huge balls. Huge balls. Or I guess they didn't get the 5th one yet, but they're on their way.
Yeah.
And they're huge. I think it's so cool that they're like, since they're.
Do we have an explanation for it? I wrote down in one of my notes like, why are they so big? I feel like.
Well, we know now that whatever elder created them, right? You remember that little?
He just made them thick.
Well, if you. I don't know. Yeah, we don't have like all the details yet, I guess. But if they're whatever original elder made them, and we have the ones on Earth that we know Kami was sent to Earth and created, then I'm assuming since these would be the originals in that case, then maybe
Yeah.
they just are larger, or they're different, or maybe they're
big boys.
I mean, we don't know. We might get a little more information sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know that we do. I don't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, yeah, Gohan and Krillin, they both agree with that Frieza's power is enormous and unparalleled, and Krillin says he's stronger than Vegeta by a landslide. So that's concerning because Vegeta
Frieza's the highest power level they'd ever seen.
Yeah. And that was just the brief flyby too.
Not even powered up.
Totally. Krillin basically is like, there's no way we're getting the Dragon Balls from them. There's just no way. Bulma checks her radar again and notes they're heading for another Dragon Ball, and they must have some form of radar as well.
Yeah.
Krillin
Which
decides.
we learn later is the scout. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so Krillin, I love this. He gets frustrated and he throws his hat down, and they're like, well, guess we got to do something. Meanwhile, Bulma calls Kami House and delivers the news to Roshi.
And he books over to the hospital and tells Goku, let's go.
Yeah, which I assumed would be a terrible scene, but didn't end up being bad
and
at
somehow Yajirobe, somehow the hero again.
Somehow Yajirobe saves the day, and
also,
Goku's finally out of the hospital.
Yeah, so he gives him a sensu bean, which I didn't know healed you. I thought it just gave you energy. Because Goku breaks out of his cast and stuff.
Originally,
and he's, good to go.
They did just fill you up and give you energy. In their original appearance in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it is towards the end of Dragon Ball where they have healing properties too.
It doesn't matter.
I think
too much.
after he fights King Piccolo, Piccolo Jr. in the tournament, they use one, I think, for Goku.
Honestly, can't remember.
Off the top of my head, I don't know that this is the first. Either way, they heal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also fully heal you, completely, fully, 100% healed. I'm pretty sure it's done that. They did that at the end of Dragon Ball. Pretty sure. Man, now I'm. Yeah, he gave the sensu bean to after the Vegeta fight, or whenever Krillin and Gohan were knocked out. Basically, when Goku shows up, he gives them each half a sensu bean and it heals them up and stuff too. Remember?
Yeah, but I didn't think it was healing. I just thought they got beat up and they're tired, and then it just refreshes them with energy. This one
right, so it's also
healed
physical
his,
healing.
Broken bones.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I was I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, this may be the most extreme example.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah, so Goku is finally good to go. He puts on his orange and blues, which it felt good seeing him in that again.
Yeah, it's about time.
I know, right? And and he says can't wait to put back on King Kai's uniform, so he respects his master. And I do love, actually, I think it was really funny, the doctor not saying anything but just being confused at the fact that he instantly healed, and it just shows it. It's a really funny visual gag. I thought
because the doctor makes a mention of he basically calls the sensu beans I don't remember what he says,
some
but he
drug
makes
or
fun
whatever.
of
I
them,
don't remember. Yeah, and then I guess Yajirobe didn't know yet that Goku was an alien, so Roshi tells him that, and he says the thirst for battles in his blood. So then after Yajirobe is after all that, Goku decides that he's going to leave straight for Namek because Roshi delivered the news, and he mentions that he had Bulma's dad working on a spaceship based on his Saiyan spaceship, but this is where filler is damaging to the continuity of the show. We remember that Piccolo destroyed Goku's spaceship that was for whatever reason in the wilderness where Gohan was training. That's why filler's stupid. Is you literally picked something to put in the show that actively works against the plot of the show. And later on, they kind of explained it. He was there was just the engine or whatever, but it's just bull.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. They should have just shown. They should have instead had that sequence being they fly to Goku's old
and
breeding grounds and then find the ship and then. But at the same time, maybe I'm glad I didn't. Maybe I'm glad they didn't show that.
And this scene, do they show? Is this so? This woman, is this Bulma's dad's girlfriend? Or
It's Bulma's mom.
That's Bulma's mom?
Throughout Dragon Ball and everything, yeah.
I did not remember that at all, and I was like, why is Bulma's mom so fine? With this old man,
No, yeah, that's just her mom.
She's got this accent.
Throughout Dragon Ball. Yeah, I don't know.
Cushy on Goku, and I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, she grabbing him.
Dang, I totally slipped by me. I need a refresher.
Well, to be fair, it's been quite a while since you watched Dragon Ball. And you only see her a few times. And yeah, Goku soars off. Gohan and Krillin are dashing through Namek, and then they are suppressing their energy so they won't be spotted by the scouters. And
hold on, before we go here, so Goku flies off, and Oolong just misses the flight, and once again, this stupid show sidelines arguably their best character. He should have taken Oolong, and then none of this problem would have been
happening. Oolong is training in 20 times gravity with him.
Dude, that would have made for some very, very strong pork. And instead, Toriyama like puts him, just keeps. God, it's like you have this
he
great
got
character.
a beer to the face. You see that?
Yeah, it's.
I wasn't there yet, but that does happen.
Oh,
I was talking about like flying away from the hospital.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
But regardless, the Oolong disgrace is real. The disrespect is very real.
It's messed up.
And dude, it's so funny to be like people who didn't watch Dragon Ball are just like, what is the pick? Like, who's the pick?
He saved the world at the very first saga.
He
of
did
Dragon
save
Ball.
the world. Yep. Spoilers. It's like episode 12.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, Goku and Bulma's mom's conversation, I actually really liked. I thought it was cool, like seeing that small character moment. They're like talking about Gohan and stuff, and then she says the ship isn't even close to finished.
Yeah, which
I thought was so funny. This whole cappuccino conversation made me laugh.
They talk about cappuccinos like they're not
like,
physical.
You don't
object.
want cappuccino?
Yeah, and I was like, you don't want a cappuccino.
Yeah.
He's like, wouldn't you want to wake up with cappuccino? And I was like,
Goku's like, I don't want cappuccino.
All right.
But yeah, so the ship's finished except for the cappuccino machine, which Goku does not care about. So that was a really fun little exchange between them.
Yeah.
And oh wow, okay. So in the Japanese, he doesn't know where to put the stereo speakers, but in Funimation dub, it is the cappuccino machine.
Great. Well, it does make sense. Kids are definitely gonna know.
And that's an intense plot point.
Yeah.
That they just change with the dub.
And kids in America know that like they know cappuccinos more than they know speakers. So that
makes
makes
of course.
sense.
Yeah. Goku's surprised, and he doesn't care about that. And it's gonna take 6 days for him to arrive on Namek. And he also has he can use artificial gravity up to 100 times Earth, which on King Kai's planet he struggled with 10 times.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, and then Puar and Oolong, we're gonna say hi, and then they get ultimately disrespected.
I'm over it.
Yeah, so we finally see some real Namekians. Krillin and Gohan are running towards the Namekian village, and they come up on this ridge, and then they realize they're right in front of them, so they go around to behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're watching this exchange between Frieza, his men, and these Namekians that come out. A couple kids and then an elder. They're suppressing their power as well, so that they won't get detected on the scouters still.
Mm-hmm.
And they almost get caught because Dodoria turns his head real quick, and because he caught like something on his scouter, but
yeah, because Gohan keeps
really
getting
weak.
Worked up, and then his power level starts to show.
A soldier can be seen telling Frieza that they found 5 Namekians inside the village, and they step out, and 2 of the children step out as well, Namekian, and then Krillin confirms they found the Nameks, and then Frieza can be seen smirking as he prepares to have the Namekians interrogated.
Yeah.
Goku's ship is seen traveling at a high velocity, and Goku admits he has a lot of work to do, and he's better start training now.
Yep, 6 days of training should do the trick.
That's why it's a good thing there's 100 times gravity if he needs it, because he starts off with 20, and it's like he says he should have used 11 instead.
Yeah.
I do think they're really good at showing like the extra gravity, like how much he struggles to even stand at first.
He's like, if he like fails, see, that's it. Like, if you can't get up,
if you can't get up, you
like,
literally you just die. Like your bones crush.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, dude, you gotta chill.
So that's why he was told to like take it easy.
Yeah.
Don't go too hard right off the bat. So that was a super dense episode. So much happened in that episode. We had like a lot of plot progression, which I actually really liked that episode. But moving on to 47, Namek's defense. Let me click over. Anything cool from this episode? Anything else to note? No. Yeah, aired in 2005 over here.
I mean, it's ultimately an awful episode because of the Oolong disrespect, but
yeah,
I imagine he's gonna have his come up one day.
Japanese title of this episode instead of Namek's defense is Surprise Attack. The elder's target was the scouter.
Oh.
So it's just like the thing that happens at the end of the episode.
So this is what, and when it originally aired in Japan, so it would show like the Japanese kanji on the screen, but they were getting that. That's like what they were told. Like when they read the kanji, that's the title they were getting.
Right. So it's the kanji or the and then the the phonetic version is that
how they say it. Yeah.
and then the translation.
So when they're reading it, they're literally being told,
literally reading surprise attack. The Elder's target was the Scouter. Yes.
Man, that sucks. I wonder how much this show spoiled for Japanese people watching it.
Yeah, I mean, man, and the English episodes can be pretty bad too. But that's like the whole plot of the episode at that point.
The most important plot point.
Right. So it actually aired in 1990 in Japan and then 2005 in America. I never realized we were 15 years behind. That's crazy. Because I knew it was airing in the 90s, but
this episode came out 5 years before I was born. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is. It really is. That is wild. And then the original air date was when I was 6 years old.
Dang.
Okay, so Gohan and Krillin are still watching from the cliff. Frieza's soldiers force 3 Namekian elders and 2 children out of the house. And then, Krillin dislikes one of the men hitting the child. Once again, he and Gohan remark on how Frieza and his men are dressed the same as the Saiyans. They're not Saiyans, of course. And then Krillin remembers what Raditz said about them being like planet
traders.
Traders, right? Yeah. So he's kind of putting together these pieces. Like he's wondering if they're all just like the planet traders, if that's like the group.
And he starts to think that they're like competitors to Vegeta.
Right. So, but they're wearing the same outfit, so he's kind of putting together the pieces. But yeah, and then he does realize later in this episode that they are Vegeta's competition because they do have the same wish.
Yeah.
Frieza does. Same wish that Vegeta was going to use on Earth if he could. So down below, Frieza introduces himself to the captives and says their scouters picked up more than just the 5 Namekians and wants to know where the others are. That's not what we got, but okay.
No.
When the Namekians refuse to answer, he threatens them with a key ball on his fingertip. After a cutaway showing Goku en route to Namek and doing sit-ups, we return to Namek, finding Frieza still threatening the prisoners, and then... Yeah, the elder speaks in the Namekian language, and then he's like, I know you can speak Common. So I guess they took like the Star Wars approach to language, because that's the same thing in Star Wars. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Frieza says he wants the Dragon Ball. Muri, I guess is the elder's name, pretends not to know what he means. So. Yeah, and we do get like a flashback to Raditz saying the thing whenever Krillin says the thing about Raditz, mentioning that they're planet brokers. Mm-hmm. Frieza asks Dozoria if he remembers the last Namekian who said that, and at the first village they visited, the elder pretended not to know what the Dragon Ball was, and so Frieza killed a villager as an example. And then after that, Frieza says the elder told him all about the Dragon Balls, how they were created by the eldest Namek, and how in order to obtain one, you have to pass several tests. But Frieza offered to take the test, and then they said no, so he just killed him.
Yeah.
Listening on his scouter somewhere else, confident Vegeta comments to himself that once he beats Frieza to the next Dragon Ball, Frieza will not find him so easy an opponent to deal with. That's the only Vegeta that we've gotten in all 3 of these episodes, which I thought was interesting.
It's been a minute since we've seen Vegeta anyway.
Yeah, it definitely has. So we'll see what he's up to, I wonder, soon. Back at the village, one of the other elders says that no Namekian would ever give a Dragon Ball to someone like Frieza. Lamenting that they underestimate the powers of persuasion, Frieza commands Zarbon to kill one of them as an example, kicks him in the neck, and he instantly dies.
Zarbon's the ooh guy, right?
Yeah, he's the green hair. He's the handsome one.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll have to kill you. Ooh.
The second elder moves to attack him. Zarbon tosses up one of the Dragon Balls, dodges the energy cannon, and then which actually killed one of Frieza's other guys.
Yeah, the purple dude.
Yeah, Zarbon kills the kills the elder with an energy blast of his own. A lot of these kills were really brutal actually in these few episodes.
Well, the next episode especially.
Yeah, there was one specific. There's 2 actually that were really intense.
Yeah.
Zarbon kills the elder with an energy blast of his own, and then returns to Frieza's side and catches the Dragon Ball. Gohan's becoming angry, and he's starting to having trouble controlling himself.
Yeah, and every time he gets angry, his power level spikes, and then Dodoria is like, what?
And Krillin is warning him to keep it down. And we know that Gohan struggles with his temper to begin with.
Just like his dad.
Even more than his dad.
Yeah, true.
Actually, his dad as a kid basically didn't have a temper at all.
True.
He says that there is nothing either of them can do to help the Namekians, but Krillin himself is frustrated and is... You can tell because he's like yanking out the grass. He's so frustrated. the elder Muri demands to know why Frieza even wants the Dragon Balls. So here we learn that Frieza wants to wish for eternal life. Now we know his motive,
which is the same thing Vegeta wanted.
Same thing Vegeta wants, as far as we know.
Supposedly the only thing Frieza doesn't have is eternal life.
Yeah, he says the only thing I don't have. Krillin realizes that Vegeta is not cooperating with Frieza then. So that confirms that for them. Mori tells Frieza to do as he wishes, but he never will give him the Dragon Ball. And then, Frieza threatens one of the kids. So you know this dude's... We already knew he was evil, but it's like, at that point,
he's not a very good person.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Mori, like, tries to shield the kids, and Frieza's threatening them. And then Gohan keeps getting angry. So Dodoria's scouter activates again, and he comments that he thinks they're being watched. But as soon as Zarbon is about to go up and look, we get the 3 warrior Namekians arriving.
This part was cool.
Who had been working in the fields. You thought so?
Yeah.
I thought so to an extent. I had one big issue with this episode that I'll tell you. Mori is visibly relieved, and Frieza's completely unconcerned. And Krillin doesn't know whether or not they can help, but... Yeah, so basically, honestly, at this point, we just get this whole sequence of these 3 warriors.
Fighting.
They actually do, so they're suppressing their power. They laugh because their power is only 1,000, their power level. We know that they're suppressing, but these people, like Vegeta, didn't know that was possible, and Nappa as well.
They fight, and
so they
actually do some work too. It's awesome.
Yeah, we do see a quick Goku dreaming about food and then doing some lunges.
7,000.
No, he does 10,000 sit-ups.
He wants to.
No, he did do 10,000.
No, I thought he only got to like 7,000.
He got to 7,000, break, come back,
that's
10,000.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Back on Namek again. All of Frieza's men except Zarbon and Dodoria are moving in on the Namekians. And, they like kind of taunt them, but they end up getting worked pretty good to the point where there's only a handful left. And then, Zarbon watches Namekians emerge from the smoke after getting the laser guns fire. So these guys have these laser guns on their arm, and they're firing them, and one of them accidentally hit the other one. They're dodging them pretty easily, and we just get a lot of here's the issue I have. There was clearly, like, in anime, there's a lot of crunch in animating, especially back then, I'm sure, and budget issues, and there was just a lot of points on this episode that I was like, this should be way better animated.
Oh, you thought the animation was just bad?
Yeah, a lot of times, or like reusing a lot of stuff, and just...
I did actually see some shots that they reused. Yeah, I remember seeing there was one shot that was exactly the same, except they added something.
They added a tree. Yeah, I know. That was when Krillin and Gohan were jumping.
Yeah, we're hopping, and I was like,
you can't get away with that.
I was like, you just add the tree in the foreground, like that's not gonna.
But yeah, you can tell, like, sometimes they gotta save budget for other stuff. Sometimes they gotta. It wasn't awful.
We're not in filler, right? Like, this is canon stuff. Yeah,
we're not getting filler for a while. It's all canon.
Yeah,
for the most part. So other than like a little bit of like inflation and a little bit of things here and there, but yeah. But the soldiers with laser guns fire on the purple tunic Namek, who deflects their blast onto another soldier, and long story short, Zarbon turns in, asks Dodoria to reread their power levels, and turns out they're 3,000. And Frieza's actually kind of impressed, while Dodoria complains that the Namekians tricked them.
Which is like a weird thing to complain about.
Yeah, right. His voice too. His voice actor.
Yikes. I called him Bubblicious in my notes.
Bubblicious. That's awesome.
Thick pink boy.
He is thick. He is super thick.
Yeah, he is.
That's why Frieza says, "Get your fat butt." Fat butt.
There was one shot where he punched into the back of the lead Namek that was fighting, and the way that they made his, like, it was like here, and it zoomed in on like here, and it just was like this, and it was like that old trick you do where it just looks like a butt cheek.
I don't remember that at all.
I was like, is that Bubblelicious's butt? And then it turned out to be his arm, and I was like, what the hell?
That's weird. I don't remember that at all.
I'll have to point it out to you. It was like, it was quick. It was like a second, but I was like, that looked like a butt, a little booty.
Gohan and Krillin cheer on the Namekians unnoticed, and Mori notices at this point that there's only 3 scouters remaining. One lying on the ground, one worn by a dead soldier, and then Dodoria's. He tells the kids to get away, which of course they basically don't, but and he fires the ki blast and blows Dodoria's scouter off his face, who misinterprets that as a failed attempt to attack him because he's stupid. Mori then he just seems really stupid.
He is stupid, yeah.
Yeah, so he jumps into the air and then destroys the last 2 remaining scouters. And Zarbon realizes that was his target.
And now we learn
And
that
Dodoria
Scouters
becomes enraged.
Yeah, and we were learning. I guess I don't know if I don't remember knowing this, but like Scouters track Dragon Balls and Namex, and now they have.
No, so they weren't tracking Dragon Balls. The reason they keep saying that is because they're using the Scouters to find the villages by seeing like the life force
of the Namex.
Yeah, like
okay,
seeing
I
the
see.
groups.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't remember if they explicitly said that yet, but that is why they keep
Hmm.
saying it. No, they don't track Dragon Balls.
I was about to say. I was like, I don't think that was.
But that's how they're finding the villages.
Yeah, that makes
Whoops.
sense.
Dodoria at this point is boiling with anger, and then he jumps up into the air to kill the Elder, and then it cuts, and that's the end of the episode. So this, I mean, just looking at my notes, this episode was way less meaty than the previous. Lots of talking, I'm sure there was like.
I actually like this one more than the last one, though. Surprisingly.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I prefer the last one. I loved the previous episode.
Really?
Yeah.
It was pretty whatever for me.
You're crazy. So much happened to that episode.
I don't know. I was just like kind of bored in it, and then this one it was cool to like see some stuff happening.
Yeah, maybe that's the perspective of like someone who knows what's happening or versus someone who doesn't.
Possibly, yeah.
Just because this one episode I was you want to know what it was too, because this whole episode I was excited for the part where Gohan gets mad in the next episode and jumps down and saves the kid.
And then
I thought it was gonna happen because they perched up there in 46.
That's why
that doesn't happen until 48.
That's why like I was like kind of bored just a little bit throughout all these, because like I just want to like I like our heroes best, and I want our heroes to do stuff. And lately I feel like we're just watching the plot happen in front of them. Like
They can't do much.
no, I know it
Logically.
totally makes sense. I'm just
Right.
like it just frustrates me because I want to see them like.
I do get
stuff.
super excited.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get excited to see
And then
them.
Goku there, he's like 6 days. And I'm like, okay, cool. So now I'm gonna have to like keep track of Goku flying in 6 days. It's like just. I
And
just
you know,
wanna see him do some shit.
like the hospital, we're gonna get shot after shot of him flying in the.
yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't last too long.
Yeah, hopefully.
6 days is short.
Yeah.
In the show, who knows? But in real life, it's short.
It's short, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So moving on to episode 48, The Hunted. All right. So let's see. Gohan in peril. Pursuing Dodoria summons death was my least favorite of these 3 episodes.
But it was my favorite of these 3 episodes.
No, it was not. Oh my god, that's interesting.
Each episode got better for me.
Each episode got worse for me. That's so funny. Or worse is a strong word. I don't know.
No, I mean it got worse than the one before, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 13th episode in Namek Saga, 48th overall. And oh wow, okay. So between 47 and 48 there was a month break. So this one aired September 5th, 2005. Okay, so yeah. So Dodoria rushes up to the air towards the guy like he did in the previous episode.
Yeah.
And then Frieza yells for him to stop and kill the 3 young ones first. Dodoria jumps down and then yeah, this is where we get the slaughter.
Yeah, and I put Bubblicious killing everybody.
Yeah, so dude, we got a disgusting arm through the body. He just through the body, blood spurting everywhere, kills the guy. We even got a picture of it here. Piercing
Maybe
through
this
his
was
back.
the part where the butt crack shot. I think it was. I don't remember, but anyway, continue.
He kills one with a mouth blast, so he gets like smoked. And then the Namekian in the orange vest gives him a little more trouble. He threw a chi blast at him, and then this seemingly kills Dodoria.
Yeah,
as if
okay.
I didn't think that for a second,
No, me
but
either.
and then Dodoria emerges unscathed and then headbutts him and crushes his chest and kills him,
Which is pretty sick.
which is cool because he's got that spiky head.
Yeah.
Frieza tells Muri that it is useless to try and fight him, so he may as well give it the Dragon Ball, and he finally comes down and basically is going to give it to him. Yeah, and he asks that they are left in peace, but Frieza doesn't actually respond. He just smiles.
Oh, we missed one of the kids gets murked, right?
That's later.
No.
Yep, so Gohan is... You spoiled it! Gohan's becoming madder by the minute, and Krillin's like, dude, you got to calm down. We can't do anything against these guys. They just... It's not at the point anymore where they're like, yeah, we can try against this guy and maybe against all odds. They're like, we cannot win. Krillin knows that. Goku is still training under intense gravity doing push-ups, and then the barbells break loose and blah 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 blah, and there's a gag where he gets hit and bowled over, and he says, no pain, no gain.
Love that.
Yeah. Back on Namek, Muri returns with his 6-star Dragon Ball and gives it to one of Frieza's last remaining soldiers. Tells Frieza to take it and leave them in peace, but Frieza's upset they destroyed the Scouters because he thinks they can't locate the remaining Namekian villages otherwise. And so now he says that he's going to, he has to tell him where the villages are, the remaining. So he threatens to beat it out of him. And then Dodoria demonstrates by elbowing him in the face, and he like rolls and doesn't die, but Dende and Cargo are horrified, and they call Frieza a monster. These are the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But after this, Mori still refuses to betray his fellow Namekians. And he says that he doesn't believe that they'll keep him alive even if he does tell him. And then Frieza actually agrees. He's like, I was going to kill you anyway, which is awesome. And then Zarbon, who's impatient, tells Frieza that they don't need him. They can probably just find them. And then Frieza agrees. So then he says Dodoria can proceed to execute both Muri and the children. So he tells the kids to run and then tries to fight Dodoria. And then so Dodoria fires a mouth blast at him, but it goes over his shoulder and kills the kid instead, instantly.
Yeah.
So we watched a kid die.
And then we watched the little brother or sister or whatever of the kid, like, trying to get the kid up, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, so he kills a straight-up little kid. It's really horrifying.
Yeah.
He tries to revive his brother, I guess it is. And Muri's distracted, so he gets punched in the face. And so Dodoria moves so quickly, it seems that as if he is splitting into 3 versions of himself. So this is really bad, I thought.
And also,
like, they weren't demonstrating well that he's fast. It just looked confusing.
He's a tank. There's no way he's that fast. Like,
oh, that too, right?
Bubblicious ain't. He can't do that.
Yeah, they are really horrible in this episode at showing that he's fast. Instead, it just seems like he's
I thought he was just
hologram.
like muscle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So,
I thought.
Anyways,
and then when he does the 3, I thought it was like a move.
No,
like
it was just
move or whatever.
It's supposed to just be he's fast. Too fast for the Namekian to realize. And then he grabs his neck and breaks his neck.
And it like stays on the shot too. It doesn't.
Yeah, it is, and it crunches, and it's actually quite brutal.
And then the screen goes gray, and it like shows him drop to the ground.
Yeah, so he's super dead. So he drops to the ground, and Dende's thoroughly traumatized, it says, and turns and tries to run away while Dodoria laughs. I know. He raises his hand to strike him, but Gohan, who is had all he can stand of Dodoria's cruelty, explodes in rage and screams at the top of his lungs for them to stop. Frieza and his men are super surprised. Gohan leaps down from the cliff and kicks Dodoria in the face and does damage.
He
Gets him good, really good. It was unexpected, but still.
I know. I was like, well, shit. Maybe Gohan and Krillin could take these dudes out.
Yeah, right. Totally. Dodoria recovers and demands to know where he came from, but Gohan says that if he wants to kill Dende, he's gonna have to kill him first. And then Krillin flies in and knocks him down as well. I love his like, well, I guess we're doing this.
Yep. Yeah, he's literally like flies. He like jumps off and he's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, freaking kid can't control himself.
Yeah.
But he saved the kid. Frieza instructs Zarbon to remind him about those two later as they fly off. So Krillin grabs the kid. Gohan follows. They fly away. And then Dodoria takes to the air after Frieza yells at him. And so we get what felt like a 15-minute chase here. This is why I didn't like this episode.
It was a little longer too. Yeah.
And maybe it is because once again, like I know what's gonna happen. I was just waiting for the solar flare.
Yeah.
Which in a manga, they fly into the air, they chase in one panel, then the next panel they're chasing, and then it's Krillin does the solar flare. You know what I mean? Like, so I just read the manga, and it's just like what happens in 15 minutes here happens in one page there. So
or a third of a page.
It's definitely right. It's definitely interesting. As much as I love, don't get me wrong, like it's a totally different medium, and I love seeing it get animated. But sometimes that kind of thing, as much as I love the show. Once again, I felt like this one also didn't have like a huge budget or anything. No crazy good animation going on here.
Which is crazy if they took a month-long break. So.
Yeah, that is interesting. So I wonder if these next few episodes are going to start looking really good.
Yeah.
These ones haven't looked bad. I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying like it hasn't been Goku versus Vegeta good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Frieza asks Zarbon if his faith in his power is not absolute because Zarbon seems to be not questioning him, but basically asking why he didn't take care of those two. And Frieza's like, they're not even in the same conversation. And then, I guess Frieza destroys a cliff with a little beep, little blink.
Yeah.
And demonstrates his power. Goku's knocked out by another barbell while he's doing push-ups with a barbell on his feet. in the air.
I just wish they like wouldn't even show these. Like
I wish it wasn't a gag. I wish it was
Yeah.
just him like actually working. Like he's working hard, but they always gotta make a gag out of it,
Mhm.
which is whatever. Yeah, so we get Midoriya is chasing Krillin and Gohan. There's no way for them to escape. He's hurling chi blasts at them, and they dodge all of them. One grazes Krillin, and he drops the kid Dende.
This
He's
poor
unconscious.
kid, man.
Yeah, I know, right? He's freaking traumatized at this
Yeah.
point. He's falling, and then Midoriya grabs him by the ankle, but he hits him with his head. Krillin does. He headbutts him, releases him. They swoop. Gohan catches him. I'm glad we didn't get like a Gwen Stacy situation
Oh,
here.
yeah. Back break.
Or a Superman. What is that? That happens in Superman, doesn't it? One time
Not the ones I've
he
seen.
breaks a back or something. Well, whatever. Anyway, Krillin yells for Gohan to get going. Yeah, a little bit more chasing, and then Krillin realizes that he can solar flare. He doesn't know how to track them because he doesn't have a scouter. He can't sense power. So yeah, the solar flare, and they hide in a little cave under a cliff. And then Midoriya can't see them anywhere.
He flies right by.
Yeah, and I like seeing the return of the solar flare,
Yeah.
which is cool. Tien's move, but practically everybody's used it at this point. I did write that the chase should have been way shorter, but I do like Gohan's anger. I like that they had to act or Gohan specifically, he had to act. He couldn't help himself.
Yeah. It's very fun.
Which is in line with what we've seen so far with Vegeta and with Raditz and Nappa, I guess. And yeah, that's actually pretty much it. So the chase was the bulk of that episode, which once again, it's not bad. I ended up giving this one above average score, but it's still, I'm just so excited, I think, for things to come. So it makes it a little bit harder.
I'm excited too. I just want, like, my biggest problem so far with the Frieza stuff is like it's very similar to Vegeta where we know that this guy's bad and we're told he's bad, but like we don't really see it, which is like pays off. I mean, it paid off in Vegeta when we finally do see it, but it's the same thing where he's like, I'm just not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna hang out in the background. I'm not worried about anything, and I'm just like, I just want to see something about.
I can see that. So yeah,
and like I know like Vegeta was more understandable because he's a Saiyan, but like we don't really know. Like I don't know anything about Frieza at this point, other than like he's supposedly strong.
Right. So I mean, he did just get introduced.
Yeah.
We do know that like. Okay, so he's so strong he doesn't have to lift a finger. Yeah, kind of like Vegeta. And then he's happy about these kids getting killed.
Yeah.
And he's.
I mean, I know he's
Dragon
evil.
Balls.
I just want to like see his power, and also like I'm told that like it's very bad, like everything that's happening, but it's so like it seems so minute in the galaxy. Like this this episode or no? One of these episodes was called 6 Days Until the Galaxy's Over or something. I think it was the one before this, 6 Days Until the End of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And it's like. Is it though? I mean, this dude's like he's a single person. He just wants to live forever.
Yeah,
like,
is this the
I think it was the last episode. It's
is
called
the 6 days in reference to Goku?
to Goku, or
6
something.
days to the end of the galaxy. Yeah, I don't know why it says that.
Yeah, I just want
to
like.
the end, like he's traveling to the end of the galaxy.
Oh, okay. Well, then I just misread that completely. But
Okay, either way, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I just want like some larger.
To be fair, this
stakes, I
arc
guess.
did just start.
Yeah, I guess it did. It started like.
Well, 13 episodes ago, but
Yeah, that's a long time.
They just landed like 6 episodes ago though, right?
No, we only had 2 episodes where they were off Earth or where they were flying to Namek, and then they landed.
This is the 13th episode. If the Hunted is the 13th episode, then 35
Does it say
is.
that? Are you just saying?
Yeah,
that?
no, it says it. So 35 is the first episode in the Namek saga, which is Mercy when they let Vegeta live.
Oh, I forgot that we had all the kids next door and stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. There was some really bad stuff in between, but so they haven't been on Namek that long.
Yeah, that's true. They got there on.
And this is the part where we're getting all the setups, right? So we know there's so many moving pieces already. So we know, all right, so now Goku's on his way. Vegeta has his own plan that we don't. We know he wants a Dragon Ball because of this episode, the previous, and then we get this Frieza guy who we know nothing about, but he's obviously strong because Krillin says, and they're doing these heinous things, and Bulma's in a cave for some reason.
Yeah,
but,
sure. What even is Bulma?
But I think we're still like now we're at the end of the setup. I would say. So I think it's going to be a lot more satisfying.
Yeah, I think it's just pacing overall because like. Yeah, the Frieza saga is 13 episodes in, but really it's like 4 episodes in. It just feels like I've been building up to this for 13 episodes because I just sit through
and you can blame the filler for that.
Yeah, so the fake Nameks, I just sit through the kids next
fake
door.
Namek, dude. God,
it's like, and so it's like,
bad.
Yeah, and now that like we're here, I'm just like, okay, you've made me wait long enough. Let's go. When in reality, it's like, no, we've only been talking about this guy for 3 episodes. So
right. So now it feels like the snowball's rolling down the hill, though.
Yeah.
With this
moral of the story
Krillin
is
and Gohan stuff
freaking
and Goku.
filler sucks.
Yeah, no, totally. It totally screws the pacing.
Yeah.
So, but now, like I said, snowball's rolling, and it's gonna be building, and we got this. Yeah, this Krillin and Gohan stuff I actually really love, like them watching and them acting, and then learning a little more about Frieza. I want to see more Vegeta because right now he's probably my favorite character, mostly because of the fight with Goku, I guess, but still.
True. Yeah.
My favorite character always changes whenever you ask me, whenever I'm watching.
Yeah.
Because, of course, when Vegeta and Goku fight at the beginning, when Goku kills Nappa or whatever, which he doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Goku's my favorite character then.
Mm-hmm. And
Gohan's my favorite character when he jumps out of the pod and hits Raditz.
Yeah.
And it's just like it depends on moments for me, but I do love the Krillin Gohan dynamic though.
Yeah, it's
like
fun.
dad's best friend with dad's kid, like trying to survive
It's
together.
like fun
is so
uncle
cool.
who's like trying to take care of the kid while the dad's away, and
he
he's
doesn't
like,
know what he's doing, and he's like, "Holy shit, this
like,
guy
Goku,
is."
your son sucks. Dude.
Yeah, he's got a temper.
Yeah.
But no, I do hear you though. Like, all I can say is, we'll see.
Yeah, you can't really say.
I can't really say too much. Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, any predictions? Yeah, tell me what. We're already 40 minutes in, so tell me what happens next.
God, I honestly have no idea.
I gotta hear something.
It's tough because like I don't really know what Frieza even like does. Like I know what he looks like in the movies that I've seen, but that's like years from now or whatever. And like this Frieza might as well be a totally different character at this point, different voice actor. I have no idea why he looks the way he looks. Got big old head.
I wouldn't base too much credence on the fact that you know that movie exists.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying like I know like that Frieza's like this powerful like dude. Like
trust me, it's
I've seen him.
complicated. Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like I know that he's like somebody that's like terrifying, and so far this Frieza's like a really just weird dude.
But isn't it terrifying that he doesn't even have to do anything?
Yeah, it
All
can
he does
be.
is raise a finger. He's sitting in a chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like I just want to know more about him. Like, why is he in the chair? Like, is he floating too much, or like
he literally doesn't even want to have to lift a finger.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just excited to learn more about him. But yeah, it's like tough to predict what's going to happen next because I don't even know what I guess they're going to go find the other 2 Dragon Balls, and then Frieza's going to wish for eternal life at that point, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what he even fights like. Does he even get out of his chair? Is he like a
yeah, maybe he doesn't.
We don't even know if he's got feet yet. Has he got feet in this thing? No, he technically doesn't even have feet. So
I'm gonna Google Frieza feet pics
Frieza
and
feet
then
pics. NSFW.
Yeah. Oh God, no. Yeah, no, that's fair. We'll have to play it by ear and see what we think by next episode of this show.
Let's review them.
Oh, right, totally.
We're gonna disagree a lot on these.
6 for the first one.
I gave it 3.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I was just bored.
How? There's so much plot in that.
It was
episode.
so much, but it was like stuff that like.
Yeah, but it was fun stuff. Like Krillin and Gohan go up on the cliff. Goku's finally
I
out
didn't
of the
think that was
hospital,
too fun
and he takes off in the same episode towards Namek.
That part was cool, but I was like, I wish that would have just. I don't know. Like I just didn't enjoy it too much. Like the cappuccino stuff, and
I thought it was funny. Damn it.
It's fun. Yeah, I suppose, but.
And yeah, and artificial gravity, and the stuff on Namek. I mean, it's not great. I give it a 6 because so much. It plants so many seeds.
Yeah.
Wow. 3. A below average episode. You think it was?
Well, I guess
that's
average
fine.
would be like 3.5. So it's like sure, it's slightly below.
Basically
below
average, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But 3 and 4 is like average, just on the other side of each other.
Right. And then 47.
I gave a 4 out of 7 stars.
I gave it 4.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
And then we're probably gonna disagree on the next one.
No, I gave the next one a 4 as well.
I gave it a 5.
I don't think. God, I was like, Wesley's probably so bored right now.
I was like, I was bored at the beginning, and it got less boring as the.
You're just an action guy. You like the action.
So far, because like I don't.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like the action too. It was literally only reason I didn't like it is because I knew that Krillin does the solar flare.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, when is he gonna do it?
I like the character moments and stuff, but like right now the action is the major driving point. Like when action happens, that's the plot.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Taking steps forward, and I'm
the
like,
action is my priority. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I look forward to the most.
and I just want that to happen. So I'm like, every time I get a little bit of it, it's cool. And it was cool seeing Gohan like jump.
Jumping in. That is one of my. I really love that part of this episode. That's why it's a 4.
We see a neck snap, and it was sick.
Yeah, dude. I do love the brutality of this arc so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen like Nappa's back break and whatever, but this is a whole new level.
Yeah, next a different thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was episode 16 of Dragon Ball Speak. Thanks for watching. What happens next? Wesley doesn't know, and he has no predictions practically. But does Frieza get the rest of the Dragon Balls? Does Vegeta do something for once in
Probably
5
won't.
episodes? Does Goku arrive?
Nope, we're gonna watch him as ship for the next 5 episodes.
Is that how long you think it's gonna take?
No, I'll actually say 6.
6 episodes from now.
Rule of threes, yeah. So,
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna see Goku do something cool until episode 19 of this show.
Okay. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Speak.